Hello guys and welcome to episode 160 of the Next Gen Basecast. I am Ben and this week it's just me and Jonny.
Hi,
How
mate.
are you doing,
How's it
sir?
going?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, I've had a fun week. Lincoln City are top of the league. We went to a party last night. It's all good. Saw you play some guitar. It was all good.
You went to a party, did you?
I did, yeah.
Was there a band at this party?
Yeah, there was. They were all right. They'd not practiced for a while, to be fair. So
Could you tell they hadn't practiced for a while?
I mean, it did show, yeah. But yeah, it's been a good week and a good week, and we'll talk about some of the stuff that's happened. Not all of it, because I can't talk about some of it, but we'll talk about some of it in a bit. How about yourself? What have you been up to this week,
Mate? Pretty standard, really. What I've been doing, I've been kicking about. I mean, I do want to talk to you about something though.
Oh, okay.
You know, I'm an early adopter of technology.
No.
You know, I like to get in there. You know, day one, see what's going on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Well, I've got a Nintendo Wii.
Right.
Yeah.
How have you ended up with a Wii?
Someone gave me it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Someone's having a bit of a clear out, and they're like, "Do you want this?" And I was like, yeah, sure." So I've got that and a Wii Fit board and loads of games and stuff, and a little steering wheels for Mario Kart. Very exciting. So yeah,
Awesome.
Yeah. That's
Aren't you
my.
I was gonna say, aren't you also getting the digital Xbox One at some point as well?
An Xbox One as well, yeah, from the same person actually.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my
Yeah.
source of games now. I don't go to shops anymore. I just say to this guy, like, I say it's not a guy. I say to this person, like, what you got? And they just like tell me what they've got, and I have it free, and it's all good. So yeah,
Fair enough.
this is how I operate now.
Cool.
It's not really.
Sounds like a decent plan, to be honest.
It's a good plan. I don't think it'll work beyond the Wii and the Xbox, but yeah.
So, what have you been playing this week? Have you been playing lots on the Wii?
I've only just set it up, like, literally this evening.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been on the Wii yet, but I'm excited though because Nintendo are not pulling their finger out with the Virtual Console, and they're not. I mean, we'll talk about this later. But there's a few Mario games on the Wii that I missed because I never had a Wii. So I'm like, no, I can get on that Galaxy shit now. That's quite exciting.
Yeah, I never played Galaxy.
Yeah, me neither. Or Sunshine, they're both on the Wii, aren't they? Those two.
Sunshine's GameCube.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you can play GameCube games on the Wii, provided it's not one of the little Wii Minis. I think it is.
Fucking winner then.
Yeah, you should be all right then.
Yeah, sick. So no, I've been playing a bit more Wolfenstein, Youngblood. There's a review of that coming eventually. You know how life is. So yeah. So other than that, that's kind of it. Actually, it's been a pretty quiet week for me, video game wise, because other things have been presenting themselves. I've had 2 gigs this week, mate. I'm basically John Bon Jovi.
I mean, I would say more George Michael, given the photo that was taken and circulated.
I mean, you say that, like, for reference here, listeners, dear listener, I've done a couple of gigs this weekend, one with my proper originals band and one with my sort of jokey covers band. And Ben took a picture of jokey covers band, me, and said I look like George Michael. And I was like, I say that as a compliment though, isn't it? He's a good looking man, George Michael. I mean, he's dead now, but like, he's a handsome dude. I
mean, it was like prime George Michael as well, like George Michael in the Faith video, George Michael.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'm quite happy with that.
Fair enough. I mean, it is probably the nicest thing I've ever said to you, in fairness.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So that's it, really, just Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Mo. How about you? See, actually, this week, I actually asked you.
Wow, thank you. I appreciate it.
Right, yeah.
I've delved back into Apex Legends. Been playing quite a lot of that because they introduced the solos mode.
Yeah.
So I started playing a bit of that, and I was like, "This is all right, actually." In solos, I've still not got a win, but I've got to like 5th, I think.
Is there much adjustment of the game in solos, or is it just the same game?
It's kind of the same game, but you've obviously got a lot of mechanical changes in that you can't rely on people to like revive you and stuff like that. So as soon as you're down, then that's it, you're out, unless you get one of like the gold knockdown shields.
Oh, okay.
Because when you get like the level 4 knockdown shield, it's got like a self revive option. So if you get that and you sort of hold it, you hold square, it will revive you. And that worked really well for me at one point because I got one of those and somebody shot me and then shot me and just ran off. Like they downed me and then just ran away because they thought, that's it, I've got him. Nice. So I like crawled to a little cubby hole somewhere, revived myself, walked up behind him and shot him in the head and killed him. It was, that was very satisfying.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about Apex Legends a little bit more in the news because there's some stuff that's happened with that one. I've also been playing a game that I'm not allowed to talk about. Spoilery embargo time. I can't talk about it, but we will hopefully have a review of that on the embargo date, because otherwise what will be the point in getting it beforehand? And we will reveal more when we can on that one. So
the exciting mystery of games journalism embargoes.
Yes, indeed. So before we say too much on that one, I'm going to move straight into the news. Unless there's anything else you want to say in terms of games that you've been playing, but I'm guessing not, because we've already gone through that.
Is there a version of Tetris on the Wii?
I think so, but I think it's the one that's not very good.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I can't quite remember. Anyway,
okay.
I mentioned Apex Legends, and Apex Legends has got as part of like the solos mode that's been introduced, they've got an event called the Iron Crown Collection event. So with a name like that, you think, okay, cool, there's some stuff to be collected in the game. You kind of go through a bunch of stuff and collect items. Now,
sure.
The problem is that all bar one of these items comes from loot boxes. Yeah. And this is where the real problem comes in. Is that you think, okay, that's not too bad. I can, play a lot of the game, grind through it, and get exactly what you want. Yeah. No, you can't do that, because you can only earn 2 of the loot boxes in game.
Right.
And there are 24 items.
Ooh.
Yeah. So basically you've got to collect, go through all the stuff, and you can buy things in the in-game store, which I think with they've got like a little separate store for the event, and you get like a different currency which you can't buy, is my understanding.
Okay.
You can't buy that separate currency. You have to earn that in game, which is that's fair enough. And then that is then used to purchase some cosmetics that are in the store, but these aren't the same cosmetics as the ones, or they weren't. Sorry, they weren't the same cosmetics that are in the loot boxes. So it's kind of like an addition to. So it gets a little bit complicated from here. But if you want everything, or if you are indeed a Bloodhound main, so if you play Bloodhound like as your main character, and there's a class of stuff called heirlooms, which are like really, really rare skins or cosmetic stuff.
Yeah.
And there's an axe, which is the heirloom axe for Bloodhound, and it's like this is the one that I think people have been waiting for. So that is the prize of the ultimate kind of thing for the event.
Okay.
Now, to get that, you need to have all 24 of the collection items. So I think you can see where this is going straight away. If you want all 24 of them, each of the boxes costs around, I think it's, last I checked, according to the exchange rate, it was just over £5.
Right.
So if you want to get that, you obviously take 2 of that, take 2 off for the 2 you can earn in game. So basically, if you get the biggest pack of coins or whatever it is, then I think it's just under £5. But if you're talking around £5 per box, it's roughly 110 quid if you've got those 2 through the in-game stuff.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to the point where you want to get the axe, you then have to buy the axe with the premium currency as well. And that is what was it? I can't remember. That is, I think that works out at £28.
Okay.
So if you want everything from this event, or if you are just a Bloodhound player that wants the cool stuff for Bloodhound, it will be between, and this is quoting from Eurogamer here, who did the maths properly, said it will cost you between £135 and £151.
Now, there's a lot of information there, but in summary, games are bad. Well, no, hang on. Right, this is a free game, though, isn't it?
It is.
There is a little bit of balance there, I guess, in that, like, I never really minded too much about buying stuff on Rocket League because I got it free. Well, free, PS Plus free, whatever.
Yeah.
So there is a bit of balance there, and like, well, you got the game for free, you've had a lot of entertainment out of it, so spending a bit of money in it's not so bad. But it is quite a large sum of money, though.
Yeah, and I mean this comes on top of the season pass, which is already out. I think the season's about 6-7 weeks in now. So the season pass is either 15 or 30 quid, depending on which one you get. Like if you get the 30 quid one, you get a big increase in your battle pass levels straight away. I mean, I don't mind buying like a battle pass. I don't mind that to a point because again, it's a free game. I want to support the devs.
Yeah.
Especially the devs of one of my favorite games of this generation in Titanfall. I want to support those devs because they're good guys. But I mean, asking somebody to like this event, I think is only going on for about 2 or 3 weeks. So asking somebody to spend 150 quid for an event that's 2 weeks long, I mean, the thing is, the obvious answer to this is, oh, well, you don't have to get everything in it. You don't have to, spend it and all the rest of it. But like, if you are a Bloodhound main, and if that's your main character and you want the coolest thing in it,
yeah,
it's like, okay, cool. Well, cough up 150 quid. I really don't understand. Well, I do understand it's all about, the almighty dollar, but I can't. I don't see how they can at all justify it.
My impression of
go on.
My impression of Apex Legends as well was there was a bit of a drop off recently in the player base. So is it just an attempt to milk what is still left there?
Well, it's still. I mean, you can still get into a game like incredibly quickly, and it's still really popular, as far as I can see.
Yeah,
it's just like I think it's like when Pokemon Go got massive, and then it's like, oh, it lost 70% of its players. It's like, yeah, but 70% of literally everybody is still quite a lot of people. But I think the problem is for me is that like it's the way that they've done it. Like if they said, right, this skin pack for Bloodhound is 20 quid, they would have had a lot more people buying that particular pack than spending 150 quid on getting the loot boxes through. And that's I think they did a response on Reddit, which, as we all know, always goes perfectly well with no issues whatsoever. And I think one of the devs ended up calling some of the people that have complained about this asshats.
Right.
I think I've got the quote actually. Hang on. Let me just see if I can find it. 1 second. Here we go. So we've said it before. We will not engage with temper tantrums, and personal attacks or vitriolic threads are completely unacceptable. That's fair enough. We took a look in the mirror this week and decided we hadn't met our obligations and are making changes because we believe in our approach. I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't complete asshats to developers, and it was pretty neat. I forged a bunch of long-lasting relationships from back then. Would be awesome to get back there, and not engaging with toxic people or asking how high when a mob screams jump is hopefully a start. Now, you can see his point. We've made this point before, like, don't be a dickhead on the internet. And you can understand his frustration, but the first response is just perfect in this one. It says, they quoted him where he said, I've been in the industry long enough to remember when players weren't complete asshats to developers, and it was pretty neat. The first response says, was it by any chance the time where a cosmetic event didn't cost $200? Like,
also the time before like Twitter as well, where it was like harder to get like through to these people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's oh dear. I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they go from here. I know they've said that they're changing up how it's going to work. I think they've said that some of the stuff will be in the store now, as opposed to buy it outright, as opposed to do it through loot boxes. But I think it's still going to cost quite a lot of money, in terms to get everything. But anyway, it's yeah. I'm going to leave that one now because I really like Apex Legends, and it seems like they fucked it a little bit with this event.
I think as well, when you put things like that in a way, like to a casual gamer, like someone who, quite likes Apex Legends, but, is not hammering it every day or anything, you're just kind of making it more inaccessible by doing that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the argument is there, no, it's not going to affect the gameplay. No, it's not going to do this. It's like, yeah, but some people like to have cool looking skins in the game. Like I've got a skin in the game that I got through the battle pass that I think is actually pretty nice. It's one for Caustic, and it's he's got like some cool armor. He looks a bit like Triple H at WrestleMania, basically.
Sold.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So I think that would be quite nice. But yeah, I don't think anybody should really expect to pay 3 figures on a free to play game. But anyway. A game that probably should have been free to play from the start has had a departure from their development team this week. Anthem's lead producer, Ben Irving, which is actually a name that it shocked me a little bit because we know somebody with that name.
We know that dude.
Yeah, it's not the same guy, but he has left BioWare.
Okay.
He was a lead producer, and he was with BioWare for 8 years, and he's gone. So where does this leave Anthem, Jonny?
Well, it can't get any worse, can it? Like, it's not like Anthem was doing great and now, oh no, they lost the lead designer. What are they going to do? It's like, well, no one was playing it anyway. No one bought it anyway, so I guess it's not changed much.
Yeah. Man.
I think what we're saying is there won't be a sequel.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Yeah. So his tweet that shared the news said something along the lines of, where is it? I believe Anthem has a bright future. There's a great team working on it, and I look forward to following its progress and playing it from the sidelines. Does it have a bright future?
I mean, to be fair, we've had this conversation quite a few times, but look at No Man's Sky. When that came out, everyone thought it was dead in the water, and then 2 years on, we'll talk about it shortly, I'm sure. But, exciting things are happening, and I want to get back into that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference is that, like, No Man's Sky, you could see the core of the game there. Like, You could see that there was something there. But with Anthem, it's just like, I didn't have any fun with it at all.
I suppose with No Man's Sky, there was a strong original idea there, if nothing else. And then with Anthem, it's very derivative of a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but speaking of No Man's Sky, might as well jump into it. We've had let me get the name. Is it the Beyond update this week?
Yeah, the one with the milking animals. Yeah,
yeah. Spoilers. So it's the biggest update that they've done so far. They basically called it like 2.0. It's got like, well, as you say, you can milk animals, you can ride animals, you can farm animals. You can do a lot more other than just do stuff with animals, and that sounds wrong.
That would be an update, wouldn't it? Bloody hell.
The bestiality update. I might cut that out. But yeah, there's a hell of a lot of stuff in there. Sounds like they've just done like so much work to it. I think Nick did a couple of streams this week of it, so he's got quite a lot of praise for it. He's saying it's some of the stuff they've done is really good. And of course, the biggest thing for quite a lot of people is there's now a VR update.
Yeah.
So I think I might try that this week if it doesn't get to about 1 million degrees again.
Now, I don't think our young man Nicholas has been on the VR yet, has he?
No, he's got.
He's got a big VR fan, though.
Yes, yeah. So he's got an Oculus, but he's not been on it yet.
No.
I mean, I'm keen to see what it's like on the PlayStation.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I think they've according to what I've read, they've dropped the resolution quite a bit on the PS4 so that you can actually, so it can run in VR.
Smoothly, yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds like they've done so much to it. Like the VR and non-VR players can play together because they've expanded the online lobbies. I think it's now 16 players.
That's cool.
Or it might be 16 players on PC. I can't remember. But yeah, there's basically, you can have a lot of people in there now.
Yeah.
I think they've said like there's a lot more persistence in terms of the base building stuff. They've done a lot more to that. They've got new tools to do the base building, and it honestly the patch notes for this, it was a fucking website on its own.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean we've dipped in and out of No Man's Sky quite a bit, haven't we?
We have indeed. I'm going to dip back in
Yeah,
shortly
yeah.
because it's
I
updating
might join you.
intrigues me. I
Yeah,
think we should. It'd be nice to do an old 4-way NGB stream of it again.
yeah. We'll try and get that sorted because it'll be. I'm keen to see like how much this is added.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those where when we did the last one with the next update, we were like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good. We should play this a lot more," and then we just didn't.
Well, that's just because video games, isn't it? Like you just get new stuff to do, and then you've got to play that.
Yeah,
Life's
no,
very
that's true.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So No Man's Sky is apparently excellent now, so you should all go play it. I think it was like £12 in CEX at one point recently as well.
I think whenever they update it, the price goes up in CEX. Yeah. So.
Yeah. It was like when the PSVR was coming out, I had I was looking to get some Move controllers because I knew we were getting a PSVR through. So I found 2 Move controllers I think I found one in CEX. So I bought it and it was like £25.
Yeah.
Or probably less than that, to be honest. It might have even been about £15. And then when the PSVR came out, the price like quadrupled. It was about £60 per controller.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus, I could probably sell these and make a bunch, but I need them. What's next on the docket for news? This is one I actually forgot to mention to you before we started recording, but have you played Her Story?
No, I have not.
Okay. So Her Story was a little like FMV game where you watched a bunch of video clips from a series of interviews with I think it was 1 or 2 or 3 different people.
Yeah.
You had to piece together a story and figure out what was going on. It was a really, really nice little concept for a game. Really decent idea kind of woven into storytelling, and you had to like try and figure out exactly what was happening in this in Her Story, I guess.
Yeah.
The developer Sam Barlow has announced that Telling Lies, which I think he's been working on for a while now, is coming out on the 23rd of August. So that's that's Friday.
That is Friday.
Yeah.
So that's like the very near future.
Yeah. So it's coming out on the App Store on iOS. It's also coming out on Steam and Good Old Games as well. So where is it here? So it says, Telling Lies tasks players with scouring a database of videos using search terms to piece together the interconnected stories, this time of 4 main characters that unfold over the course of 2 years. Rather than probing a hard drive's worth of police interview recordings, however, you've access to a stolen NSA laptop full of secretly filmed webcam video.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was the premise of Her Story, was that you had a database of videos and you watched a video clip, you picked up on keywords from it, you then searched that keyword, and then it brought up more videos, and you kind of watched more and more and more and more, and then eventually managed to piece together the whole timeline.
Right.
And I think Telling Lies looks like it's going to be similar.
Okay.
I'm really intrigued to see how this one works out, because it'll be interesting to see whether Her Story was like a big sort of one-hit wonder or not. So yeah, interesting one.
All right.
Let's have a look now. You like SNES games, don't you, Johnny?
Well, I have complicated thoughts about retro gaming, Benjamin.
I do. Let's discuss these.
All right.
Take a seat on the couch. Take a seat on the couch.
I just find that, it's not like, a hot take or anything, but I just find that for me, retro games do not hold much interest generally. Past a certain point, I'm interested. Like, obviously, I was talking about, Mario, Sunshine earlier. And, because I missed out, because I like the Mario games, and I missed out on those. So that's quite interesting. But to the point where you're looking at 16-bit, I don't know. I think certain games hold up much better than others. Like something that is kind of timeless and like a Mario platformer.
Mm-hmm.
That's always going to be good. I've played a lot of those on the Virtual Store and the 3DS and so forth, and it's still very enjoyable. Mario Maker's kind of the same thing, isn't it? Really. So yeah, but beyond that, I just feel that I'm more interested in modern new releases than stuff that I've already played before and stuff that is 20 or so years old.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
tickle my fancy pen. Tell me what's coming.
Well, according to a patent filing, I think it's a patent filing in America, they have to submit. Well, companies have to submit documents for any wireless devices to the FCC, which is the Federal Something Commission. I don't know. Make your own minds as to what the second or first C could be in that. And basically, yeah, it looked like the back of a Super Nintendo controller.
Nice.
With a model number that suggests it might be being used for the Switch.
Ooh.
So, when Nintendo launched the NES games on the Switch as part of the Switch Online service, they released the little NES controllers, which you could put on the side of your Switch, and it made it look totally ridiculous, but still kind of worked.
Yeah.
Does this mean that we've got SNES games coming to the Switch as part of the online service?
It seems like with Nintendo, it's an inevitability. Got there in the end. But it's kind of, they're just quite slow to do these things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it probably does mean that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there've been rumours that it's going to be as part of like another tier of subscription.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if that's the case, then I'm not going to bother.
No, I'm not paying any extra money for it, no.
No, like if it's part of the Switch Online service, like as it is at the moment, that's absolutely fine. I'll quite happily, download the odd game. Like, I'll probably download, Mario 3 or Super Mario World or
yeah, exactly.
The original Mario Kart, stuff like that to have on the go, because that's always quite cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not prepared to spend a huge amount extra, especially seeing as I've already got a Nintendo an NES Classic, a SNES Classic. I'm not really up for spending too much more money to get another version of those games. No.
I think the real question is, if they do N64 games on there, are they going to release an N64 controller?
I would buy the shit out of that. Yeah,
but like a better one, like had a sturdy joystick.
Yeah, those joysticks, man. Yeah. Did you ever go around to a friend's house and it was like, they had an N64 and it was like, yeah, okay, let's play GoldenEye, and they had the pristine one that snapped back really quickly, and you had the one that was just flopping about.
See, in my experience, they all flop about after a certain amount of use.
Are we talking about joysticks still? Or
yeah, no one cut that out and play out of context. But yeah, I think they all went a bit knackered. Even the first party ones were a bit shit after a bit of a hammering.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would love to see them do an N64 Classic, just because I've got the three sort of currently available classic consoles lined up next to each other at the moment, and they do look quite cute.
Yeah.
Soon to be joined, of course, by the Mega Drive Classic, although that has been slightly delayed in the in Europe.
When's that delayed to?
It's only like 2 weeks. I think it's mid-September or early September.
All right.
So yeah, was it originally released in September and it's now October? I can't remember. Either way, it's not too long. So it's I'm looking forward to that, because I'm very much a Mega Drive kid at heart.
I was a Mega Drive kid as well. That was my first first proper console, and yeah, even then I'm still like, it has got Vector Man on though, hasn't it? The Mega Drive Mini.
It does, yeah.
So that's quite interesting, and also Earthworm Jim.
Yeah, I think Earthworm Jim's on there.
So, I mean, here's me saying I don't want to play SNES games, but then I could go for Earthworm Jim and Vector Man. So I don't know.
What about RoboCop versus Terminator?
I still got that, the original, somewhere.
Oh, nice.
I think I put it in a loft earlier today, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'd go for that shit, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's due soon. So right, what else did we have this week? We had Need for Speed. There is a new Need for Speed game coming out, Johnny.
I can't get excited about that, really, can you?
Not when I actually heard about it.
No.
I was like, oh cool, new Need for Speed, that could be quite good. But then it was like, oh cool, it's another one of like street racers versus cops.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, right, okay.
Just go down after the car park on a weekend and you get the same experience.
Yeah, except the police don't necessarily come out as quickly as they do on Need for Speed.
No.
And by the time they actually arrive, all of the people in their massive souped-up cars have all fucked off and left chip papers behind them.
By massive souped-up cars, you mean a Corsa with a spoiler?
Yes.
Yeah.
Corsa with a dustbin lid on the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so that's Need for Speed Heat, and it's coming out November the 8th. So there's some gameplay coming out this week at Gamescom, because that's happening this week.
Alan Partridge shrug gif. I mean, I'm shrugging at Need for Speed, not at Gamescom.
Yeah, I miss Gamescom.
I've never been, but it sounds like a good one.
Oh, it's lovely. Like, if you are on the press side of things, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Because you basically get a day where you've got hardly any any foot traffic going through. Like, there's still quite a few people there, but it's nowhere near the volume of people that you get on the public days. So you get a press day, so you can walk the show floor, you can go, oh, that looks cool, and then pick out whatever you can. And then the public days, if you're in the press side of things, you normally get sort of the appointment side of it. So there's a special area like dedicated to the press, where essentially everything that's on the show floor is in everybody's booth.
Right.
In the press area, and the press area is always like filled with air-conditioned booths and like beer and cold drinks, and it's just really nice. Because I think the first time I went, I walked outside and it was like 36 degrees, and I wore jeans to it. I was like, Jesus, this was a mistake. But yeah, like it's a really nice convention as well. Cologne's a lovely city. I wish I was going, to be honest.
I mean, it does sound a bit bourgeois, us and them, really. If like the press have got all these perks and the common folk are just like rammed into the show floor together.
I mean, yes and no. I think the thing is, like, if they tried to get press demos at the same place as the public demos as well, it would just be it'd just be really awkward, and there'd be like too much stuff going on. And I think it's
best. I think it's best you're not going this year, because it sounds like there's going to be some sort of revolution, and the proletariat will rise up from the show floor and behead the games journalists in their air-conditioned beer.
Are you saying that this is like a games journalism version of Les Mis?
Yeah, I'm saying watch out, journalists at Gamescom this year, because there's going to be a revolution. I'm not going to be involved in it, but it sounds to me like people are going to kick off. If this is
Jean Val journalist.
Very good.
Yeah.
Can I think of a Les Mis pun? No, I got nothing. No.
But so. What
Les
else?
Miserables could describe most gamers on Twitter and Reddit. That's all I got. Carry on.
Oh dear. Speaking of miserable people, Twitch have had a bad week, haven't they?
Well, I know this story in outline, so tell me more, Benjamin. Tell me more.
I somehow managed to trigger Siri on my watch, so if anyone heard that, I do apologise. Because I said Twitch have had a horrible week, and it just said, I'm sorry. Okay, thanks. Obviously we mentioned last week or whenever it was that Ninja is leaving Twitch.
Yeah.
He's gone off to Mixer to do a bunch of other stuff, and he's got like 1 million followers already on Mixer, which is basically he's now the biggest person on Mixer.
Is he the only person on Mixer?
I should have seen that coming, really.
Yeah.
So normally when people like leave Twitch, they just have a thing that says, this streamer is offline or this channel is offline. I think it's as if you are not just like if you go to our page now, it will say Next Gen Base isn't currently streaming or whatever. But because of the fact that Ninja had however many millions of followers he did on Twitch, they put up a page that kind of signposted people to other people's streams.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, you like watching Fortnite? Cool. Here's a bunch of people that are streaming Fortnite. Go and have a look. Except one of them wasn't streaming Fortnite. One of them was streaming very hardcore pornography. And it was up for quite a long time before Twitch did anything about doing it.
I bet it was up for a long time by the sound of it, yes.
Hey.
Now, so he wasn't filming like his own sort of like he wasn't streaming it from his house or anything. He was just like, redirecting from somewhere else. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so basically like normally, as I say, it'll have like a thing that just says this stream is offline, but there was actually a message that said the streamer you're looking for is in another castle. Please check out these. Please check out these popular live channels.
Nice.
And it had like literally, I think everyone was literally a Fortnite stream except one that was just like streaming hardcore porn.
And that's a waste of time as well, because I found out only this weekend by my partner that there is a channel on Twitch for Bob Ross. And it's just like a Bob Ross marathon every weekend. And we were watching it like when we were having tea yesterday. It was great. It was really nice. So I'd recommend watching that instead.
Wow. Okay. Yeah,
Get the
I'll
Bob Ross
check that
channel
out.
on. Yeah, it's good.
Cool. Okay, and also subscribe to NGB.
Oh yeah, us as well. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. So essentially, they had a big like blowout. I think Ninja posted something saying that he was really disappointed and really upset about the situation. I think his actual tweet was disgusted and so sorry, and he kind of had a video message on there that just kind of went, "Yeah, there we go. It's a bad thing. Stop it. You know, I've left Twitch now." It seems a bit like a messy breakup in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he went, "Look, I'm not part of Twitch anymore. I don't know why this was why this happened." And then Twitch's CEO apologized on Twitter as well. Said, "Look, we're sorry about this." I think the actual wording was, we've been experimenting with showing recommended content across Twitch, including on streamers' pages that are offline. This helps all streamers. It helps create a new community connection. However, the content that appeared on the Ninja offline channel grossly violates our terms of service, and we permanently suspended the account in question. On a personal note, I want to apologise directly to Ninja that this happened. It wasn't our intent, but it should not have happened. No excuses. I mean, yeah, you allowed somebody to stream hardcore porn on somebody that like is primarily aimed at kids.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose when you're on Twitch and you're trying to police that, there's a lot to police, and like, you know, keeping your eye on what everyone's doing is difficult. But then, I suppose if you like recommended videos in such a high-profile situation,
yeah,
they could probably check a bit better.
I mean, I think as well, like that was the first time that they've been signposting other people to other people's channels.
Oh, okay.
So like they said, they were experimenting with it. It's like, okay, well,
yeah,
okay.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like they say, it shouldn't have done.
It shouldn't have done, no. But...
No. So we've got a brand new Sniper Ghost Warrior game coming out.
Tell me more.
So it's called Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts.
All right.
And it's set in Siberia, I do believe.
Set inside a legal department of the contract law section, and it's very exciting. There's a lot of ratifying going on, a lot of double checking and track changes. It's very exciting.
Not quite, no.
Oh, okay.
So where are we? The release trailer shown. So this is on Next Gen Base. Kieran did a post about this one. So the release trailer shows off one of the game's new locations. It's the second of 5 locations within Ghost Warrior Contracts and situated around a harbour filled with all the bad guys. It's basically like your kind of realistic, semi-future-ish sniper game.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, the screenshots look really nice. Like it does look really, really good. I actually played Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 at Gamescom either Gamescom or E3, whenever that was out. But yeah, it was all right actually. It was it was different to your what's the other one? Sniper Elite.
Sniper Elite.
Yeah, it was a bit different to Sniper Elite. But it certainly looks like it's one of those games that, as Kieran says, probably won't be in Walmart
anymore.
No.
Yeah, Sniper Elite's quite a jolly tone to it, hasn't it? Really. Well, jolly is the wrong word.
It's tongue in cheek, isn't it?
Yeah, arcadey, Mortal Kombat-y kind of tone.
Yeah.
Whereas, I always took Ghost Recon as being a lot more serious, Tom Clancy-ish.
Yeah, I mean, this is Ghost Warrior, not Ghost Recon.
Oh, sorry, I've got the completely wrong thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was thinking Ghost Recon. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's that kind of near future shooter type stuff.
Yeah.
As I say, from the screenshots they've put out and the trailer, like it looks really nice. And it definitely looks like it's going to be one to keep an eye on because it's from CI Games.
All right.
And yeah, I think they are looking to possibly make a few moves at the moment. And yeah, it looks all right. So that's coming out in November.
Cool.
However, a game that's not coming out in November, I am killing it with the segues today, is Spelunky 2.
Right.
Now, Spelunky 2, did you ever play the original Spelunky?
I did not, Benjamin.
Oh, you should do. It's brilliant.
Is it on Twitch?
Yes.
Might play it then.
I think. Hang on, let me just check. Spelunky Switch.
I have a feeling I've seen it on there. I have a feeling.
And where are we? Spelunky is indeed on the Switch. Oh no, wait.
Oh.
I think Spelunky 2 is coming to the Switch.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, if anybody knows, tell us on Twitter.
I'll just look later.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain. I was like fairly sure it was.
Yeah.
But I genuinely don't know. I'm gonna have to find that out afterwards as well. But yes, Spelunky is a great game. It is a perfect game for the Switch as well. Like it was a game that I played a lot on the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
No.
And yeah, it's brilliant. Like you can, it's a complete like roguelike. So you can, you start off with your character, and you just got to go through all these mines. It's completely randomly generated, and yeah, it's just brilliant. Like so much fun. Also really frustrating because you get to a point where you sometimes through your own making, you can't continue, and you die quite quickly, and it's just really annoying. But at the same time, it's one of those games where you're like, actually, that was probably my fault.
Yeah.
There's a great bit as well where there's a shop in Spelunky, and if you go into the shop with a weapon drawn, the shopkeeper thinks that you're robbing them.
Right.
So he then just comes after you at really high speed with a shotgun, just firing constantly. So that adds it adds like another little layer into each level that you. And then I think if you forget about him, he'll just eventually show up again in the same level,
right,
until you get out of it. It's really good.
That sounds inventive, yeah.
Yeah. So the quote from Derek Yu, who is the guy that created Spelunky, says, "Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to release. We don't think we're going to get to release Spelunky 2 this year. Development's still going well, and we're not far off target. But the density and detail of the game is demanding more time. Thank you for your patience." Which is fine, I guess.
Entirely fair enough. Yeah, I'd rather have a delay than a half-assed product.
Yes, absolutely. So it's not confirmed for Switch yet. The second one, so. That's it probably will do at some point. All games are coming to the Switch now.
Yes.
So that is going to do us, I think, for the news. Unless there's anything else you want to bring up.
No, I'm good.
Okay. And there's no review this week.
Why?
Well, because it's just you.
I never get to play it though.
Well, when we've got more people on, we'll have.
Give me one. Give me an easy one. Actually, I say never play it. I played it last week, but still.
You played it last week, and you complained bitterly.
I did, yeah. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I shouldn't really play games. Actually, no, that's fair enough. We'll leave it because I'll get upset with myself. Yeah.
I did have to laugh when it was. What was it when Matt was trying to remember what Vectronom's name was?
Yeah.
And I just remembered actually with Vectronom, it's reminded me that in Enter the Gungeon. No, is it Enter the Gungeon? No, it's not. It's Overcooked.
Right.
Overcooked.
Quite similar.
Yeah, well, no, it's the name of it, and I think it's because there's also something similar in Enter the Gungeon. But the name of the
yeah, I know where you're going.
Yeah, the name of the MacGuffin book in Overcooked 2 is the Necronomicon.
Yes, because in Enter the Gungeon it's the Ammonomicon, I think.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good. Right, so I think that's probably a good spot to wrap up the podcast.
I agree.
There we go. So if you want to, you can follow us on social media at Next Gen Base, pretty much everywhere. We're Next Gen Base on YouTube, nextgenbase.com. I am at Winstano on Twitter. Jonny, you are at Jonafang.
I don't really use it, but yeah, I mean, you knocked yourself out. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, I know you're a bit sort of, not lax, because that's a bad way of putting it, but I think you're sensible in that you don't use Twitter all that much at the minute.
I used to love the Twitter, and now I don't like Twitter anymore.
Yeah, it's just turned into a bit of a fucking alt-right hellscape, hasn't it?
It's just the whole thing. I mean, even aside from the alt right people, everyone's very upset, and it's just it's just sort of an anxiety machine. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I follow good people. So
even when you do it, I've tried doing that.
Yeah, you muted me for a while, you bastard.
Yeah, I think you're still muted. Yeah.
But anyway, yes. So do stay tuned because we do have as I say, soon we will have a review of a game coming. Yes, that makes sense. But until then, we will see you guys another time.
Yes.
Hopefully next week.
I will have. By next week, I'll be really fit. I've been on my Wii Fit all week, so yeah.
See if it's got the person's like fitness data on, because that's really weird when someone sells the Wii and it's like it's still got all the data on it. It's like, no, that's really strange.
And I can like judge them. Sweet.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Bye.